Trump administration officials said there's nothing they can do to bring back a man wrongfully deported to an El Salvador prison despite a Supreme Court order. They say he's El Salvador's problem now, and that country's president says he's not bringing him back. Fox's Connor Hansen reports.
I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
At a White House meeting between President Trump and El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele, the two leaders were asked about the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. The Supreme Court has ruled the Trump administration must facilitate Abrego Garcia's return. The White House insists that is now out of its control.
That's up to El Salvador if they want to return him. That's not up to us.
An earlier court order prevented Abrego Garcia from being sent back to his home country, citing fears of gang persecution. But President Bukele says he has no plans of returning him to the U.S.
How can I smuggle a terrorist into the United States? I don't have the power to return him to the United States.
President Trump even raised the possibility of sending American citizens who commit serious crimes to El Salvador's notorious prison.
I'm all for it. If it's a homegrown criminal, I have no problem.
Critics say the Justice Department lacked evidence against Abrego Garcia, who's married to a U.S. citizen.
This is an innocent man who's done nothing wrong, and the government admitted that they made a mistake in sending him. And there's no excuse for dragging their feet anymore.
A Maryland judge has requested daily updates on Abrego Garcia. The next hearing is scheduled for Tuesday. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox 4 News.
President Trump is turning over control of a strip of federal land to the Defense Department. Known as the Roosevelt Reservation, the corridor runs through New Mexico, Arizona, California. A section in New Mexico could serve as an Army installation where troops detain any trespassers. Federal law prohibits troops from being used in domestic law enforcement on American soil, but the administration argues U.S. troops could be used on American soil in this capacity because it would be considered a military base. The move will likely face challenges in court. President Trump says he may temporarily remove tariffs he imposed on the auto industry to give car makers time to adjust to supply chain issues. The president told reporters today that automakers need a little bit of time to relocate production to the U.S. The 25% auto tariffs were announced in March, at which time he called them permanent, but last week he backed off a vast array of so-called reciprocal tariffs charged on imports from most of the world instead placing a blanket 10% tariff. He also increased import taxes on China by 145%, only to exempt some electronics, things like smartphones, from the worst of the tariffs. Investors applauded the tariff rollback for the tech industry. Stocks started the new trading week in positive territory. The bond market also showing signs of improvement after Treasury yields spiked. Last week, the Dow, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ all saw increases at the end of the trading day.